Hi guys, we're getting ready for the 5:30 gentle yoga class with sound healing. If you're just joining us, grab 3 bath towels if you don't have yoga blankets. Also, if you have a cushion or 2, grab those as well. So giving you all about another minute or 2 minutes to set up. Find a spot where there's minimal to no distractions, a space where you are able to move around. We will be on the ground the whole time, so something cushiony under you can be really nice, like a rug or a carpet. And again, if you don't have yoga blankets, grab 3 bath towels, and with those bath towels, you can take 2 of them and roll them up, creating just a tightly rolled towel. And you can have those nearby. We'll be using them later. So just setting ourselves up. If you're just joining us, we're going to start in about a minute. If you don't have yoga blankets, grab 3 bath towels. Find a comfortable spot on the floor, somewhere where you have space to lay out, to move, but we will be staying on the ground the whole time. And I'm just presetting 2 of the towels in a tight roll. We'll be using those later. If you have a pillow or 2, grab those as well. That can be really nice. You don't even need a yoga mat for today's session. So if you just have a spot on the carpet, on the floor, if you're on hardwood floor or a firm surface, put down, a comfortable blanket, something with a little bit more forgiveness. And the other towel we'll have off to the side for extra. And you can use your pillow or pillows to sit up on. We're going to start seated. If you have yoga blocks, you can use, 2 yoga blocks in place of the 2 towels. But again, this is super accessible in terms of not needing any props. You don't even need our yoga mat today. So take another moment to set up your spot. And let us know, in the comments or anything if you have a difficult time hearing us. Thank you everybody for your feedback on the previous class, and it's such an honor to serve you in any way that I can. We did upgrade the mic here in our break time, so hopefully you can hear me a lot better. So again, setting yourself up. If you're new to gentle yoga, the way that I teach this class and the way I'll be teaching today is on the ground. Sometimes in the studio we'll do standing classes, but today all on the floor. With gentle yoga, you want to just let yourself move in a pace that feels comfortable for you. We'll be taking it really nice and slow, being with our breath, giving a chance for our whole system to decompress, to bring ourselves more into the present moment and that stillness that's inside. So if you're seated, if it's uncomfortable for you to be seated, support yourself up against on the floor, but you're back up against the sofa, something that gives you a little bit more support. So take about 2 to 3 more breaths here to settle into your space. And go ahead and close your eyes. Take a sigh breath. Let's do that once more. And we all take this time, the beginning of class, to settle into the space, aware of the room that you're in, allowing any distractions to fall into the background. Settle into your body. And take a moment to acknowledge yourself, that you're showing up for your practice, wherever and whenever that is, but that you're here. And energetically acknowledging the yogis that you're connected to, your community, your family, your friends, all of humanity. We're all connected, even if we're not in the same room. Feel that connection. Energetically, letting your fellow yogis know who are on here right now with you, that you support them to the best of your ability. Feel that support. And in knowing that you're supported, see if you can relax into your body a little bit more, soften the edges, soften the skin. Relax the tiny muscles around the eyes. Relax the muscles around the jaw and at the base of the neck. Settle in. And if it's comfortable for you, placing one hand on heart center, one hand at the lower abdomen below the navel, connecting to your breath. Breathing through the nose if you can, and allowing every inhale to build from the base up towards the heart space. And release the breath from the top point down. Breathing with ease, without strain. The inhale, belly gently expands, builds up into the ribs, the chest. And release the breath from the top down. The breath fills from the base as if you're filling a glass of water, feeling the breath expand to all sides of the torso as it fills. And releasing from the top down. Allow yourself to slow down and deepen the breath. You can stay like this, or you can bring the hands together, Anjali Mudra at heart center. A gentle pressure between the palms. Feeling the sitting bones rooted deep into the earth, the spine elongated in the top of the head up towards the sky. We'll do 3 rounds of Om. You can join, you can hum, or you can just listen. Let's first inhale together. Side out. And inhale. Slowly releasing the hands to the lap. You can keep the eyes closed or soft gaze. Full deep breathing. Feel the breath rise and fall. Now, if breathing like this is enough for you, continue with your full deep breaths. Otherwise, we're going to add on Nadi Shodhana, the energy channel clearing breath. We also hear this called alternate nostril breath. If you're familiar with it, go ahead and begin. For those of you that are new to Nadi Shodhana, you'll use your right hand, and I'll mirror you here, dropping your pointer and middle finger in towards the palm. You'll use your thumb to close off the right nostril, your ring finger to close off the left. Now, if that's not doable for you with your hand, you can have the pointer and middle finger on the third eye. You can also just have your thumb and your pointer finger to use for closing off the nostrils. When you close off the nostrils, let the pressure be really light, just enough to close it off the breath from that side. So we'll begin building this on top of your full deep breath, closing off the right nostril, inhale left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. That's one cycle. Keep going. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Continue. We're going for about 2 more minutes with Nadi Shodhana. If you have any difficulty with breathing right now, just visualize the breath moving with one nostril, through one nostril at a time without restricting the nostrils physically. If it doesn't feel good for you, don't do it. If you feel okay with it, keep going. This breathing technique helps to balance the hemispheres of the brain, helps to calm and relax us. It's great for easing insomnia. You can do it before sleep, or if you find yourself waking up at night, just sit up in bed and do Nadi Shodhana. Can help with regulating blood pressure for some and helps to move energy, clears the nadis, the energy channels. Keep going. Stay with it if you can, otherwise you're long, deep breathing. Stay with it. See if you can deepen the breath as you continue. Take your time completing your last cycle by exhaling through the left nostril. Once you've done that, you can release your hand and just sit in quiet meditation, breathing deeply, using the breath to help anchor the mind. Now you can keep the eyes closed or soft gaze. Take a deep breath in. Side out. Side stretch. Continue with your deep breathing. Your right hand goes to the floor in line with the hip, taking your left hand to the left hip. But if it feels okay for your back, let your left arm go up overhead, the palm facing down towards the floor. And it's okay if you're not sitting cross-legged. You can have your legs straight out in front of you. With your next inhale, slowly float upright and exhale over to the other side. Keep breathing. Inhale, bring yourself up. Exhale, release the arms. Now, if you're sitting cross-legged, slowly change the cross of your feet, readjust your hips so you feel leveled across both sitting bones, sitting up tall. And again, side stretch, this time to the left hand to the floor. Inhale the right arm up and over. If it doesn't feel good on your back, keep the top hand on its hip. If you want to go a little bit further, place the top hand at the base of the skull. Gently twist the heart open towards the sky, gaze and elbow upwards. Another breath. Inhale, come up. And exhale to the other side. Taking the variation that feels right for you at this moment. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release the arms by your sides, shoulder rolls. Inhale, shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale them back and down, feeling a gentle stretch across the chest, across the heart space. 2 more, working with the breath. Reverse direction, bring the shoulder blades up the back. Exhale, forward and down. 2 more, moving the shoulders forward. Reverse once to reset. Inhale up, back, and down. Now relaxing the arms by your sides again, or the hands on the thighs or knees. 2 shoulder shrugs. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up towards the ears. Hold for a moment if that feels safe for you. And drop. Once more, inhale up. Hold. And drop. Beautifully done. Bring the soles of the feet together. Bringing the heels in as close towards the body as comfortable for you. This is where your yoga props can come in if you have blocks. If you just have the towels, pillows, or blankets, you can place those underneath the outer edges of the legs. Holding at the base of the knees, sitting up tall to start, feeling the sitting bones rooted, spine elongated, top of the head up towards the sky. Now you can stay here. If your body allows today, you can bring the hands to the shins, or you can bring the hands to the ankles. Wherever you're at, settle into the shape and keep breathing. Full deep breaths in and out of the nose. For those of you that wish to go a little further, having the soles of the feet pressing together, letting the knees press away from each other, and hinging at the hips, letting the pelvis slightly tilt forward so your weight is more in the front end of the sitting bones. And hands can go in front of you on fingertips, bent at the knuckles, or palms down. Lead forward with the heart, guiding forward with the base of the breastbone. Going up against your safe edge and taking about 4 more breaths here. Wherever you're at, keep breathing. Now if you're folded forward, use the strength of your hands to gently walk the body upright. And for all of us, as we exhale, draw the knees together, feet plant to the floor. You can move your props off to the side and then widen the feet wider than hips. If you want to go a little bit wider, that's fine. Leaning back on the hands, on fingertips, bent at the knuckles or palms down. Let the heart float up towards the sky, maybe taking a gentle back bend here. If this is enough on your hips and back, stay here, keep breathing. Otherwise, dropping one knee in at a time. Inhale. As you exhale, drop the right knee in towards the left ankle. Remember, I'm mirroring you. Inhale, come up. Exhale, other leg. And do this about 2 to 3 more times on each side. It's not about being able to touch the floor with the leg that's coming in. It's just that you feel a safe, healthy movement in the hips. If you're sitting up high, it's common for this movement to kind of walk you off your support. You might find yourself sliding forward. You'll have to readjust after. It's okay. Once that feels even to both sides, sit up tall, and again, readjust if needed, and then bring the legs straight out in front of you. Now, if you're sitting up higher to support your posture, that's great, that's fine. If you want to be down on your floor, you can do that as well. Now, for all of us, especially for those sitting up high, you'll want to place some type of support underneath the knees to prevent hyperextension. And this also can help if you have tight hamstrings or if your low back is talking. So grab that support if you need it. Have the legs parallel to each other today. And you can have your hands in line with the hips, palms down, fingertips point forward, or the hands again behind you, slightly angling back, but keeping the heart elevated. And then begin to point and flex the feet. And we want this movement coming from the ankles, feeling that stretch in the ankles. Back of the heels remain connected to the ground. Point and flex. Check in with your breathing. And then toes pointing upright, rock the legs side to side, feeling this movement in the hips. Bounce the knees. This can help to release tension. And then toes pointing upright again. Wiggle the toes, supporting circulation. Feeling your feet. Working with the lower part of the body can help us more to feeling grounded emotionally, energetically, feeling ourselves in our body. And now for fun, see if you can wiggle just your big toe. And it's okay to laugh at yourself. If this is new for you, it can take some time for the brain to connect to this movement, for the muscles to respond. You can take it as homework. Another breath, see if you can keep wiggling just your big toe. Good, bounce the knees, release that. And then from here, bending the knees, feet to the floor. You can move your knee support if you're using that off to the side. And come onto hands and knees, coming into table. Now planting the hands, the wrists underneath the shoulders, the fingers are wide, the knees are underneath the hips, the thigh bones create about a number 11, tops of the feet to the floor, or the toes are tucked under. I'm going to guide us with the tops of the feet starting to the floor. Now, if this is too much pressure on the wrists, especially if you're on a softer surface, just walk the hands forward about ½ an inch. And we begin with cat-cow's flexion extension of the spine, working and moving from the tailbone. With your inhale, let the tailbone scoop up, belly drops, heart gaze forward. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale into cow, tailbone scoops up, belly drops, heart gaze forward. Exhale, tailbone tucks, round the spine, relax the head. Few more on your own. Now continuing the same movement with the spine, but tucking the toes under, and if it's comfortable for you, adding one more movement. The inhale, belly drops, heart gaze forward. As you exhale, round the spine and press your hips to heels. Keep the legs parallel. We want to feel the stretch in the feet. Inhale, glide forward into cow. Exhale, round and press back. Do this about 3 to 4 more times, moving at the pace of your breath. And when that feels complete for you, returning to table, untuck the toes, bring the legs in closer than the hips. If you can have the legs touch at midline, that's fine. If you can't, that's okay. Widen the hands. Arms can spin out a little bit. Fingers are wide. Draw the navel in gently towards the low back to support the low spine. Relax the heart down, and neck is holding the head. Your gaze is about 1 foot in front of the hands on center. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly release the hips towards the right. Inhale, up center and to the left. So continuing this movement side to side, this is our hip release, keeping the hands, the knees connected to the floor. The thigh bones create about 35, 45 degrees as they move side to side. So we're not trying to touch the hips to the floor. We're just giving our hips and our low back a chance to release. Elbows can bend if needed, about 2 more to each side. The inhale through center, the exhale to the side. When that feels complete for you, return to center, taking child's pose. The big toes stay touching, knees go wide. And then sit back on the heels first. Now, if this hurts the knees, you can take your extra support, your towel, your yoga blanket, your cushion, place it behind the knees or between the hips and heels. This will create space in the knee joint. And then from here, slowly walking yourself down. Now, your forehead needs to touch down to the floor. You can stack fists, or you can also take one of your supports, place it underneath the forehead. So we really want to have that support underneath the head. This will support the spine. So once you've come into the shape, take a sigh breath. We'll be here for about a minute. Allow yourself to just breathe here. This shape can help to calm the brain, can help to relieve discomforts in the back. And it helps for the heart to be above the brain, for the heart space to be above the mind. Deep breaths. See if you can feel the breath in the back body. A few more moments. Now you can stay here longer. If you're ready to move, slowly walk yourself upright, moving the props off to the side. And bring yourself into table. You can stay in child's pose as long as needed. You can go back to child's pose at any time. For those of you in table, check your foundation. That's all the areas of the body that are touching the floor. And working in towards tiger pose, balancing opposites. Curl the toes under to start and extend the right leg behind you. Level the hips to the ground. Relax the heart down. Now, if this is enough, stay here. Otherwise, maybe lifting the left arm up off the floor, parallel to the ground, palm facing midline, and lift the opposite leg off the ground. So you might seesaw here. That's really normal. Keep breathing. So what I say when we're all together here is it's okay to laugh at yourself. So just imagine all of us smiling at ourselves. Keep breathing. Wherever you're at is okay. Slowly release. We switch sides. Left leg extends. Level the hips. Relax the heart down. Maybe lifting the right arm off the floor, palm facing midline. Maybe the opposite leg lifts off the ground. If you've lifted the foot, the leg, toes pointing towards the floor, keep breathing. One more breath. And with your exhale, release, table, and return to child's pose. Support your body as needed. And then for this child's pose, maybe opening the palms towards the sky, forehead to some type of support. Staying where you are, you can open and close the hands a few times as if you're squeezing sponges. Relaxing the hands, palms towards the floor, take a sigh breath. And slowly press yourself upright. If you want to stay in child's longer, you can. For those of you in table, bring the legs in towards midline, at least closer than hips. Widen the hands and drawing hip circles. We guide the hips around the knees. So the size of the circles are up to you and your body. There's no right or wrong here. Remember, we meet ourselves where we're at. Reverse direction. And return to neutral spine. Now you can take child's pose like this with the legs in towards midline, arms by your sides, palms up, forehead to some type of support, or return to the child's pose we've been using. Big toes touch, knees wide, creating a triangular base, and forehead down. If you want to go a little further, palms can touch, elbows stay on the floor, and hands rest at the base of the skull. A few more moments. Releasing the hands to the floor, press yourself up to table, and then come onto your seat. Now if you need the support, Return the cushion or your extra towel underneath the hips. Take your time. And extend the legs out in front of you. And taking your right leg, I'm mirroring you again, bending the knee. Setting up for a twist, a seated twist. Take your left hand, you can hold the right knee, or your left elbow goes on the outer edge of the right knee. And then your opposite arm, so your right arm goes behind you. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist to the right. Belly, ribs, chest. Three more breaths here. Sitting bones rooted, gentle breathing. Spine is long. Keep the legs as they are. Inhale back to center. Exhale, switch only the arms. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, begin to twist to the left. Belly twist, ribs, chest, and lastly the gaze. Keep the top of the head over the pelvic floor. 2 more breaths. Inhale, come back. Exhale, the hands behind the thigh, interlace the fingers. If this is enough, stay. Sitting up tall, keep breathing. If you want to go a little bit further, seated hamstring stretch. Inhale, lift the right leg off the floor, pressing out through the heel, straightening the leg. Exhale, bend the knee in towards the chest. Keep the heart elevated. We'll do this about 4 more times. For those of you that have more of an advanced practice or you're more flexible with the legs, you can hold behind the calf or behind, the sole of the foot. So keep going. The inhale extends the leg. Exhale, bend the knee in. We have about 2 more. When that feels complete, hug the knee in towards the chest and then release the leg. We switch sides. Left leg comes in, foot to the floor. Adjust hips, sit tall. Right arm, right hand can go to the knee, or the right elbow can go to the outer edge of the left knee and the left hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen, and as you exhale, begin to twist. For some of us, this is where the elbow might simultaneously hook as you're twisting. Keep the top of the head over the pelvic floor, gaze moves last, and breathe. Two more breaths. Inhale back to center. Exhale, switch only the arms. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist to the opposite side. Open, twist. Opening the heart towards the right. Keep breathing. Another breath here. Inhale, come back. Exhale, the hands go behind the thigh, interlacing the fingers, sit tall. You can stay here or begin stretching the leg a little further. Inhale, lift and lengthen the leg, pressing out through the heel. Exhale, bring the knee in. About 4 more. Inhale, extend up. Exhale, bend in. If you held behind the calf or at the sole of the foot, you can hold there now. Keep the heart elevated. Remember, it's okay to smile at yourself. It's okay to laugh together. Another breath. Squeeze the knee in. Extend the legs out. Hands go behind you on the floor. Lift the heart. Bounce the knees. And then maybe point the toes. Lift the heart up a little bit more. Doing 3 lion's breaths. Some of you did this with me last week. If this is new for you, just see what it's all about, and you can do the last 2 rounds. You'll inhale through the nose, exhale like a lion through the mouth. It looks like this. 2 more. Can help to release heat, emotion, heated emotion. Sitting upright, bounce the knees. And shake out the hands. If you need to, knees can bend, feet to the floor. Open and close the hands a few times as if you're squeezing sponges. Make fists with the hands, gentle fists. Draw circles with the fists, feeling that in the wrists. Heart is elevated. Remember, you can sit however is best for you right now, whatever most supports an elongated spine. Reverse direction with the hand circles. And shake it out. Good. Now from here, we're coming down onto our backs. Before we do, for those of you that need a little bit more support for your neck, you can take your third towel or your third blanket and fold it up in such a way that supports the neck. So you'll see I'm creating a roll here and placing that for underneath my neck. If you have a pillow, you can use that. Just avoid anything that lifts the head too high because there'll be too much pressure on the cervical spine. Have your other props nearby. If you'd like to have a little bit more core engagement, a little bit more core work here, you can sit up tall and release down one vertebra at a time. If you need to just go ahead and lay down, use your hands, bring yourself down. So for those of you doing the core work, feet are planted, knees bent, arms can lift up, secure the shoulder blades towards the spine, inhale. And as you exhale, tuck the tailbone, draw the navel in, and slowly, one vertebra at a time, releasing yourself down onto your back. We're all going to meet here, placing that neck roll, the support underneath the cervical spine, underneath the head. Check in with your neck. Okay, and the knees are bent, arms by your sides. If you need to, feet can go wider than hips, knees can touch at midline. Pause here, catch your breath. The inhale, belly expands, ribs, chest. Exhale, relax chest, ribs, belly. You can stay like this. If you're ready to move, bring the knees in towards the chest. You can hold around the shins. If that's too much pressure on the knees, you can hold behind the thighs. Stay here or gently rock side to side, feeling the massage along the spine, across the low back. The more that you draw the knees in, the more you'll feel that massage at the low back. Come back to center spine, draw knee circles, have the knees mirror each other. They're moving opposite of each other, a little added brain work here. If this is new for you, remember it's okay to laugh at yourself as you figure it out. We were all new at one point. Reverse direction. The knees return to the chest. Left hand on left knee, right hand on right knee, and walk the knee. So you're using the arms, the hands to help with this movement. You're pushing the right knee away, hugging the left knee in, and then you switch. We want to feel this movement in the hip joint. So it's not the legs that are moving themselves. We're using more effort with the hands moving the legs here by holding on to the knees. A few more. Keep breathing. Knees squeeze into the chest. You can float the forehead up to meet the knees. If this hurts your neck, please don't do it. Another breath. Slowly release the head. Feet to the floor, slide the legs long, take a full body stretch. You can wiggle toes and fingers, sigh or yawn. Arms return by your sides, palms facing up. If you have the space, you can bring your arms out to letter T. So the wrists, the shoulders are in line, creating a letter T with the body, palms up. Or cactus arms, the back of the hands on the floor, palms up, elbows in line with the shoulders, creating a 90-degree bend at the elbows. And then bend the knees, feet to the floor, feet wider than the hips. Windshield wipers, inhale at midline. Exhale, drop the knees to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, right. Now, if you need to create some safety stops for yourself, you can use your extra props on either side, and this will help from the legs dropping down too low if you need to create that support for your body. If the legs go down to the floor, that's also okay. A few more. Side to side. When it goes down, it's an exhale. When it comes up, it's an inhale. And now the next time the knees point up, feet to the floor, pause here, take a breath. Draw the legs, now walk the feet in towards midline, and then keeping the knees bent, continue again side to side. Now this version of windshield wipers becomes a little bit more of a twist on the spine. The exhale to the side, the inhale up through center. And the legs come back to center, readjust your hips, take a breath. And separate the feet so the legs are relatively parallel to each other. If this is enough for you, stay here. Otherwise, draw the right knee in towards the chest. So I'm working on the same side as you now. Point and flex just the right foot, draw circles with it. If you wish, you can extend the opposite leg down, keep the left toes pointing up to the ceiling. Otherwise, left knee stays bent, left knee pointing up. And then draw circles with the right knee, using the right hand to help or no hands. Size of the circle up to you and your body. Keep the other leg as stationary as possible. Reverse direction. Remember to meet yourself where you're at. If we're pushing past any safety stops in our body, it actually can hinder the pranic flow, the healing life force in the body. So just be with yourself where you're at. It's okay. Hug the right knee into the chest. And then draw the knee towards the right underarm, towards the floor. Creates a little bit more of an external rotation on the hip. And then from here, number 4, place the right ankle on the opposite thigh. Arms can return by your sides, palms up, letter T or cactus. And have the ankle strong and steady of the right foot. Sole of the foot relatively parallel to the wall. What we're looking for is the line from the knee to the ankle, and that the center of the knee is aligned to the second toe. So we don't want to sickle the ankle. Keep breathing. Belly rises on the inhale. Belly drops on the exhale. If you want to go a little further, you can bring the left knee in towards the chest, accentuating the number 4. You'll feel a little bit more opening pressure, stretching in the right hip, interlacing your hands behind the left thigh. If that's available to the shoulders, keep the neck relaxed. Keep breathing. If it's not available, that's okay. So only you can decipher between pain that is telling you to stop and the discomfort of maybe stretching and opening up tight areas. Another breath. Slowly release the left foot to the floor. Keep number 4, and now we take number 4 windshield wipers side to side. If the legs touch down towards the floor, that's fine. If they don't, that's fine. And remember, you can put props on either side to create safety stops. Bringing the floor a little closer if needed. A few more breaths, side to side, really releasing the hips, releasing a deep seated tension, creating space, freedom. Come back to center, hug the right knee in towards the chest. You can extend the left leg out, maybe float the forehead up towards the knee, half happy or half baby. Take another breath. And then slowly release, full body stretch. Bend both knees, feet to the floor, hug the left knee into the chest. If you extended the opposite leg on the other side, go ahead and extend here. Bring your attention to the left foot, point and flex, draw circles. You can use both hands to help, holding the leg in, one hand or no hands. Just feel the movement of the foot at the ankle. Draw knee circles, guiding the left knee around its hip. One side might feel different from the other. That's super normal. Again, working with your body wherever it's at. Reverse direction. So our yoga practice helps to balance the energies of the left and right side of the body, helps to clear the energy channels. It works on a subtle level, a physical level, emotional, mental level. So just give yourself time. And then hug the knee again into the chest. And now squeezing the knee down towards the left underarm, towards the floor, taking a breath. And place the ankle on the opposite thigh. Number 4, arms by your sides, palms up, letter T or cactus. Keep breathing. Now, if you went further on the other side, go ahead and try it here, hugging the right knee in towards the chest, holding with one or both hands behind the thigh of the right leg. Left knee is pressing away. 2 more breaths. Slowly releasing the right foot to the floor. Keep number 4. Release the arms. Number 4, windshield wipers, side to side. Come back to center. Bring the left knee into the chest. Extend the right leg. Maybe float the forehead up to meet the knee. Take a breath. Slowly release, full body stretch. This time interlace your fingers, roll the palms open away from the top of the head. Point and flex the feet. Keep stretching, keep breathing, maybe a sigh or a yawn. And then release the arms. Bend the knees, setting up for gentle restorative twist. You'll grab one of your towel rolls, your blankets, or a block, placing it on the left outer edge of your hip, about a foot away from the hip or so. You can adjust as we move into this. We're going to be lowering the knees to the left side. Now, before we do, we want to make sure the top of the head is in line with the pelvic floor. You'll press down through the feet, float the hips up about an inch, glide the hips to the right, lower the hips down, and then let the knees fall to the left, supporting with your block, if needed, your blanket or prop. Arms can stretch out, and maybe gaze to the opposite side of the knees. And we breathe here. So be here for about 2 minutes. Feel your body slowly beginning to let go. See if you can settle in a little bit more into your breath, relaxing even more. Just let the breath come and go. Feel the muscles at the hips, the low back, letting go, softening. Few more breaths here. Slowly come back to center. Readjust the hips to midline. Take a breath or two here. And then we switch sides. You can grab your prop to the right, press down through the feet, float the hips up, glide the hips to the left, slowly lower hips down, and then let the knees drop to the right. So we moved our hips to the opposite direction that the knees are falling. Settle the arms. Gaze can go opposite of the knees. And relax here. Easy breathing. Letting these twists to help us unwind. Letting go of whatever we need to let go of, whatever no longer serves us, creating more openness, freedom, and space in the body, in the energy system. And letting emotions, which are energy, to also move freely, safely. Keep breathing. Let go a little more. Few more deep breaths here. Let the breath move with ease, though. Don't force it. When you're ready, slowly inhale the legs up, readjust your body to midline, feet touch down to the floor. Take a moment. And then from here, take any other stretches that you need before Shavasana, before our rest. And I'll be playing the singing bowls during the rest. You can take your extra props, place your pillow or your blanket, your blocks underneath the knees. You can grab, if you have your sandbag nearby, your towel, a blanket across the hips or cover up so you're warm. Adjust the neck support if needed. So take another moment here. I'm going to move to the bowls. Make yourself comfortable. If you have your eye pillow or your folded face towel, you can go ahead and put that across the eyes. Once you're settled, take a sigh breath. And enjoy your conscious rest. Awareness returns to the breath. To the body. If you wish, you can remain as you are. If you feel ready to move, gently wiggle toes and fingers. Open and close the hands as if you're squeezing sponges. Point and flex the feet. Rock the head side to side. Maybe take a full body stretch. You can draw the knees into the chest and rock side to side, waking up the hips, the spine, or take a few windshield wipers. Move slowly. When you feel ready, you can roll into the fetal position on your comfortable side. Pause there. Take a few deep breaths. And without judgment, expectation, observe how you feel. There's no right or wrong. Be present with yourself in this moment, just as you are. Maybe giving yourself a light smile. Smiling from the heart. You can stay on your side or keeping the eyes closed, using the strength of your arms. Slowly press yourself up to a comfortable seat. If you're seated, the hands come together at heart center. Feeling the breath rise and fall. And with gratitude, we close with the single sound of Om. Receive your breath. Om. Bowing head to heart in honor of each other, ourselves, and this practice. Thank you so much today for showing up for yourself, for feeling that connection to yourself, your community, your fellow yogis, your family, your friends, all of humanity. Feel how you are connected. Feel your breath and let that carry you. A pleasure. Namaste.